Well, the Harley's done. Now I need to put these new boots on the KLR. I have to take the forks off, so in order to do that I gotta take the wheel off. I don't think it's a real tough job though. And then these just shimmy down and hopefully everything will go correctly, but you know how that is. Yeah, I'm gonna have at it. Wow, this job here is very easy. At least this first one I did was real easy. All you do is you take these two nuts off right here. You don't even have to take them off, you just loosen them. And then you take, there's another set of two right here, and you loosen those. You have, this is connected to the fork, the reflector. You remove that. You remove the brake caliper, and then you have to remove this mount. There's an extra mount here. Very easy stuff though. The fork came right out. I put the boot in, was easy. Put the fork back in, just an easy job. But these forks here, they'll dry rot after a while. You gotta change them every so often. And the one that was on here when I bought it, it had a rip right here, and it was the wrong color. It was old and stained, and it was blue, which didn't match the bike. So I cut them off. And then I bought these. These are cheap. They're like $13. It's a Daystar 58. Ordered it online. Can't remember. Biker's Choice, I guess. Maybe that's where I got it. Here's the other one. Comes with a zip tie for the top here. And which I have to cut that stem off yet. So I'm going to take this other one and put this other boot on. Now these top nuts here, they're 12s. So you can get a screwdriver on one side, and or not a screwdriver, a wrench on one side, and then just take it off with a socket on the other. Yeah, and like I said, you don't take it off, you just loosen it. Same with the ones down below. Alright, I got them all loosened, so I'm gonna pull this fork out. Seems to be going pretty good. Just twist it a little bit. Plus I'm just using one hand. Come on. Keep coming. Almost there. There, got it. So I like to clean it. I have some flits over there, and I'm gonna clean this chrome, polish it up, and then put this other boot on. Okay, let's put it on. This is actually a two-hand job, but I said hand job. It's for two hands, not two-hand job. Just press it down. Then this is where I need two hands. I just let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna use both my hands here. Okay, so I got this part here can be a little difficult if you're not very manly. I guess there. You can put a lubricant there, but I don't need to do that. And I think it also, when you put a lubricant on there, it might make it want to come off easier. Sometimes that's not true. The lubricant kind of dries up and acts more like a glue. Well, I'm gonna put it on. Feed her up there. Alright, let's see if it's in position. Yeah, right there. Right there. I'll bring this up a little more. There we go. Okay, I like to leave it about an inch down just so that I could see some chrome. I like chrome, and I think this far up is enough to protect it, and I want to see that hint of chrome. I think it looks good. Okay. Put a tie wrap in. Now if you have problems with this going up and down still, put another tie wrap on it. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, I'm gonna cut this off. Just leave a little bit on there. And tighten up the rest of these nuts and bolts. And then put the wheel back on. Okay, when you put these nuts and bolts on, you know, when you tighten them, make sure you tighten them. Tighten them a lot and don't miss one. You have a total of 8. You know, when you work on these bikes, you can get injured if you don't do things like that. You gotta make sure everything's tight. So, really be careful what you're doing here. I'm just putting this reflector on in this mount. It's a 10 millimeter. Pretty easy. And then you got the one for the Speedo. I'll do that later. I'm gonna put the wheel on now. Alright. Now, when you are getting ready to put this tire on, make sure your Speedo drive is on correctly. It might look like it, but take it off and check it and put it on. There's a certain way it goes on. You want to make sure it's on correctly because you don't want to go back in there, even though this is a pretty easy job. But, okay. Let's get this wheel up. You know, when you're working on these bikes and you have it on a stand like this, you got to really be careful when it's up in the air. You can't be applying too much torque or pounding on a bolt to get it out, because the bike could fall off the stand. Now they have these little areas here on both sides, and you could strap the bike to the stand, makes it more secure. That's probably what I should do, but I'm pretty sure I got it on there really good. It's not going to go anywhere. But once I start yanking on things, especially when I'm taking a wheel off, I loosen it up first before I lift it, because that's when you're using all the torque. And then when I put it back together, I lower it, then I tighten it. This bike is so easy to work on. Everything's so light that I feel pretty comfortable doing it while it's up in the air. But it's a pretty good habit to do it in that order. the axle here is 17. And that you just so you just get your 17 millimeter, put it on here, hold it with your hand here till it gets tight, and then you just line up the hole. You put this pin in here. And you spread it like that, and it's not going to go anywhere. Now it's a matter of putting the caliper back on, and then there's something that you have to remember to do after that. I'll show you after I put this on. When you put brakes back on, your pads here are a little too tight. It's always hard to get them back on. I'll show you here. You got to spread them apart. I just go like this, and I don't go real hard back and forth. I kind of twist the screwdriver, and it opens it up. See that? Take these off. It's another thing you don't want to mess with when you're working on a bike. You gotta make sure you do the brakes correctly. I got the one started. Too much fumbling around. Alright, that one started. Again, make sure you have it on there tight. Look at your work when you're done. Look at everything. Yeah. Now this is the crucial part. Now that you spread this apart, you won't have any pressure, brake pressure. So you got to work your brakes. There's nothing there. I got nothing there. Okay, here it comes. So make sure you do that before you take it for a test drive, because if you don't, when you put your brakes on, you're not going to have any front brakes. The job's done. I just need to do the tank now.